First things first, when choosing seeds for your garden or farm that you are intending to save, you'll want to get open pollinated seed and not hybrid seed. If you were to save seeds from a hybrid variety and planted those seeds out the following year, the seeds will have so much genetic diversity expressed that you could get something that does not resemble the fruit you saved, and it could possibly not produce any fruit at all. So you want to choose open pollinated or heirloom seeds to start, because when you save those seeds, they will be true to type. And we're going to hear from our friend and fellow seed expert, Sheila Capistran from Ada Tomato. Take it away, Sheila.
In my tray here, I have several varieties. This here will all become roots all the way up. And that will make for a much stronger tomato. I have a little soil in there, and then I part it with my hands and then sift the soil into it. I get them soaking pretty good on this tray so that I can catch the water and not make such a mess. Put them under lights with a fan blowing on them. I dig a good hole and then I have some of my amendments, things that I like to add to the soil. This is a bunch of eggshells. And I have some very gentle organic fertilizer. And I'm going to throw that in the bottom of the hole. I'm also going to prune it. And pruning, for me, is taking these suckers out. The suckers are what grows in the axil there. That just wants to grow another tomato plant. We don't need it to grow another tomato plant. I want it to grow this one. So I loosen up, give the roots a little massage because it's showing white roots, and tomatoes can take that. That's okay for them. I dig down and I tuck that bugger in there, bury it quite a lot. The stem can grow more roots on it.
When seed saving, you'll want to know your plant species. In the great taxonomy of plants, we have our family, our genus, our species, and our varieties. The species of tomato is Solanum lycopersicum. Some varieties within the species are San Marzano, Wisconsin 55, and Punta Banda. These are all tomatoes that we recognize. All of these tomatoes could cross-pollinate with each other. However, what will not happen is cross-pollination from one species to another species. For example, tomato Solanum lycopersicum and eggplant Solanum melongena are two different species. Therefore, they are not compatible and can't pollinate each other's flowers. Tomato flowers are considered perfect or complete flowers, as they contain both male and female parts and pollinate themselves. But pollinators like bees still land on flowers and can spread pollen around to other plants, so if you have multiple varieties of tomato growing, you'll want to consider isolating each variety in your field. Isolation distance is the distance between flowers that is necessary to save true-to-type seeds. The safe isolation distance to prevent cross-pollination of one variety tomato to another is around 50 feet.
I'm standing right here by a nice red variety of tomato that I grow, and that's pretty obvious. You would pick the reddest tomatoes that you could find, and even gone soft for seed saving. You want them as ripe, past ripe even, just as long as they're not falling apart. That's easy enough for anybody to figure out. But what if they're not red? This is a indigo blue chocolate tomato, and how do you know it looks like this? How do you know that it's ripe? Well, there are signs. Tomatoes turn from the dull green. They all start out a dull green. This one gets some blue on it, and they're hard. But when they are ready to harvest, this one shows some red and it softens quite a lot. But how do you know when a green tomato is ripe? This one's called Evil Olive, and it's green. But again, it starts out that real dull mint green color, hard as a rock, and they do change some color and they soften up. Evil Olive gets to be kind of greenish gold and quite delicious. And that's how you know a tomato is ripe for seed saving. So here's what I do when I am going to save tomato seed. I have only one variety because I grow many varieties. So I only have one variety at a time available here, so it's not going to get mixed in. And I squish the seeds and the gel out So this is the equivalent of threshing, but getting the seed out like this. And the reason I'm putting this in this jar, there's going to be a little bit of water added and fermented. And the reason that it's fermented, it's a sanitation consideration, and it's winnows, in another word, the good seed from the bad. So there's this with a date on it, and I would set that in a cool, dark spot in my back porch and let it be for a few days, 3 days to a week, and then come back, and I have these that I had been doing. This is what it looks like after it's fermented. It has a raft of mold on there, which is okay, and the good seeds have sunk to the bottom. So I'd take a spoon and take off the yuck off the top and get that out of there. I dump it outside. And the good seeds, they go to the bottom. So I take and pour that in there. And it's not a beautiful process, but it sure works. And I took this lid and I go bang, and I label these seeds what they were. These are Polish linguiça. I spread these out a little bit so they're not clumped up, and I put them in a spot to dry. That's going to be left alone and safe. And I brought down some seeds that I had dried before. And this is what they look like, and you can just wiggle them apart. And I have these envelopes that I've used before, and I would take and I mark things along the way. This is the same variety, Polish linguiça, got that there, and I'm going to write what year I'm saving this.